Hello everyone, my name is Sabrina Irunisa. So today I would like to explain the materials about the history of English literature. So these are the points that I will explain. First, about what did I learn from this class. Second is about what was the lesson learned of this class. And the third is about what is the next plan after I join this class. So I got a lot of lessons in this class, especially about the history of English literature that consists of several eras. There are 18th century that start from 1690 until 1780. The 18th century in England is called the Classical Age or the Augustan Age in literature. It is also called the Age of Good Sense or the Age of Reason. And there are the characteristics of literature in this era. First, about the novel. The novel in this era is more natural, more in harmony with our experience of life. And about the poetry, poetry had become prosaic because it was no longer used for lofty and sublime purpose. Poetry became polished, witty, and artificial, but it lacked fire, fine feelings, and enthusiasm. And about the drama, the 18th century was deficient in drama because the old Puritanic prejudice against the theater continued, and the court also withdrew its patronage. Goldsmith and Sheridan were the only writers who produced plays having literary merit. In addition, there are several famous authors in this era. There are Alexander Pope and Jonathan Swift. Romantic period that started from 1785 until 1830. The Romantic period was a period of revolution, progress, and hope for the future. Romanticism was characterized by its emphasis on emotion and individualism, as well as glorification of all the past and nature, preferring the medieval rather than the classical. And the characteristic of literature in this era, first about the writers, the Romantic writers respond strongly to the impact of new forces, particularly the French Revolution and its promise of liberty, equality, and fraternity. And about the sublime, the concept of the sublime strengthened this turn to nature because in what countrysides the power of the sublime could be felt most immediately. And with the poetry, Romantic poets wrote about the marvelous and supernatural, the exotic and the medieval. Romantic poets cultivated individualism, reverence for the natural world, idealism, psycho and emotional passion, and an interest in the mystic and supernatural. In addition, there are several famous authors in this era, and one of them is William Blake. Next, the High Victorian, that started from 1830 until 1880. The characteristic of the work at the High Victorian era. First, about the poetry. Poetry written during the reign of Queen Victoria from 1837 to 1901 is defined as Victorian poetry. The defining characteristic of Victorian age poetry are its focus on sensory elements, its recurring themes of the religions or science conflict, and its interest in medieval fables and legends and ideas about nature and romance. Next, comic. Comic first abounded in the Victorian era. Magazines such as Punch magazine and Fun magazine teamed with the humorous invention and were aimed at a well-educated readership. The most famous collection of Victorian comic verse is the Bob Bullets. Next, with the novel. Victorians' novels tend to be idealized as depictions of the lives in which hard work, perseverance, love, and luck eventually prevail. They appear to be of improving disposition with a core moral lessons in their hearts. And there are several famous authors in this era. There are Thomas Charley with Life of Sailor as his best work, and Charles Dickens with Oliver Twist as one of his best work. Next, the late Victorian that start from 1870 until 1901. The late Victorian England was the era in which two distinct but related developments achieved full culmination. The first was the ascendancy of the middle classes to economic, social, and political power as a result of the industrialization of England. The second event was the full flowering of four new types of literature. And there are some characteristics of the work at this era. First, novel. Late Victorian novels were more complex as they reflected an inner struggle to conquer the flaws of human nature through evil and virtue. Second, theater. The existence of theater that was not really significant during the early of Victorian period, but it slowly started to improve when entering late of Victorian period. And third, about poetry. Poetry in this era mostly retell classical myth, although it also covers religious dilemmas and scientific discoveries. And in addition, there are several famous authors in this era, and one of them is Thomas Hardy. Next, the Edwardian era that started from 1901 until 1910. The Edwardian era or Edwardian period in the United Kingdom is the period covering the reign of King Edward VII that started from 1901 until 1910. This era is characterized by the changing politics, economy, morality, fashion, architecture, and also literature in many ways. And there are also some characteristics of the literature in this era. First, writers. Many writers of the Edwardian period drawing widely upon the realistic and naturalistic conventions of the 19th century. The second about novel. Many Edwardian novelists were similarly eager to explore the shortcomings of English social life. Class, gender, individualism, society all were given space in the novel. Third is about poetry. The leading poets of the early 90s belonged to a group called the Georgians. The Georgians wrote romantic poetry about nature and the pleasures of rural living. Their pastoral work was idealistic and traditional. So, there are several famous authors in this era. There are John Goldsworthy. He was also a successful dramatist. His plays, written in naturalistic style, usually examining some controversial ethical or social problem, with the Silver Box as his best work. And George Bernard Shaw, he became the leading dramatist of his generation, and in 1925 was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature. Next, Modernism age that started from 1920 until 1945. The first half of the 20th century is very important in the history of English literature. This era marked by a strong and intentional break with tradition. This break includes a strong reaction against established religious, political, and social views. And there are some characteristics of the literature in this era. First, poetry. Modern English poetry is a sort of revolution against the traditional thoughts and types of the Victorian era poetry. The second about prose. Prose has remarkably developed in the 20th century. The modern writer aims at achieving simplicity and clarity of expression and carefully avoids all literary artifices impeding their flow of thoughts. Third, about the novel. Modern novel is remarkable for its popularity, variety, and complexity. Novels are being written practically on all possible themes and subjects. And next is about the symbolism. The modernist writers infuse objects, people, and place and events with significant meanings, and they leave much more to the reader's imagination than earlier writers. And the last is about individualism. In modernist literature, the individual is more interesting than society. Specifically, modernist writers were fascinated with how the individual adapted to the changing world. And in addition, there are several famous authors in this era. There are T.S. Eliot. T.S. Eliot is the greatest poet of the 20th century, and James Joyce is one of the greatest novelists of the 20th century. Next, the 20th century that starts from 1945 until 2000. The years since the end of the Second World War have seen a decline in British influence and continuing failure to compete successfully with the newly developing economies of the world. In national terms, the country has also seen decentralization. The regions have competed with London for economic, social, and cultural influence. And there are some characteristics of the literature in this era. First, drama or theater. The theater was dominated until the 1950s by well-made plays in standard English for middle-class audience. And a great deal of drama is produced on television and radio. And most dramatists have at some time worked in this media and in the cinema. And the second is about the novel. The decades following the Second World War have seen a considerable increase in the number of novels published in the variety of themes, subject, and they cover. For example, the working class novel, the Hampstead novel, and the academic novel. Next, about the poetry. The year after 1945 saw both continuity and change in English poetry. Some poets, despite modernism, continue romantic tradition. The focus is restricted, concentrating more on the particulars of everyday life. And about the writers, modernist writers generally prefer titles which are more oblique and symbolic and which require an ache of interpretation from the reader. For example, Ulysses, The Rainbow, and Heart of Darkness. And the last is about children's literature. There has been a considerable boom in writing for younger readers since Victorian writers first wrote for that specific readership. Originally, these tales were often highly moral, instructional books, school stories, and adventurous tales. And at the end of the 20th century, J.K. Rowling became a worldwide best-selling phenomenon with her series of books featuring the Scrolby wizard Harry Potter. And there are several famous authors in this era. There are J.R.R. Tolkien and George Orwell. Next, the 21st century. There are some characteristics of this century. First, knowledge and information. The advancement of the sum total of human knowledge and information continue to grow at an exponential rate. Telecommunication in the early 20th century are much more advanced and universal than they were in the late 20th century. The second is about economic. The economic crisis of 2008, wars in Iraq, Afghanistan, and the war on terror have all contributed to create the particular atmosphere of the early years of the 21st century. And about the literature, the defining event of the first part of the 21st century was the attack on American targets, including the Twin Towers in New York on 2001. This concern to make sense of a fragmented and rapidly changing world is a natural function of literature. And there are some characteristics of literature in this era. First is about the novel. Many of the major writers of our time happen to be women, just as many happen to be gay or born outside Great Britain. Female late novels in the 21st century are just as likely to reach a male readership as a putative female readership, and they are just as likely to involve genre crossover as anything by a male writer. And Hilary Mantel has been one of the most successful novelists of the period. Novels of first-generation immigrant experience have not flourished as much as it seemed they might in the early 2000s. And about the poetry, poetry has flourished in the early 21st century, with some poets becoming very significant public figures. Poetry often distanced itself from the quotidian, probing the eternal values, although often from the stimulus of actual present-day events. And the last is about the drama. Since the turn of the millennium, there has been a flourishing new drama, for the theater as well as for television and the cinema. Drama has had something of a golden age, despite recessions and cutbacks, and it flourishes in French theater as well as in the established London and provincial centers. More perhaps than poetry or the novel, drama has been able to resonate more immediately with the vibe, to give voice, verbatim and otherwise, to the urgent social concerns of the new century. Next, what was the lesson learned of this class? In accordance with the purpose of this class is so that we can find out how the history of English literature took place. After I took this class, I have learned about how the history of English literature consists of several eras that began from the Old English era, Medieval era, Renaissance era, Restoration and Revolution era, 18th century, the High Victorian, the Late Victorian era, the Edwardian era, Modernism era, 20th century, and 21st century. I have learned more about how literature in every era, knowing how the characteristics of literature work such as novel, poems, plays, and prose that turn out to be different in each era, and continue to develop from time to time, which in the beginning, literary works focus on the object hero, to begin to focus on romanticism, social life, naturalistic, and politics that were happening in each era. In addition, I also became aware of several authors and their famous works in every era. What is the next plan after joining the class? I got a lot of lessons in this class of history of English literature, especially about literature, authors and their literary works that will be very useful for me in the future as a student of English literature. So the next plan, I hope I can apply well and correctly what I have got in this class on the course in the next semesters. So that's all from explanation. Sorry if I have a mistake when I explain the materials, and thank you for watching my videos and have a nice day.